On this last episode of Tiger Vision for the school year, we'll take an investigative look into Newton's plans for a major community building project. We honored Memorial Day by sitting down with a couple of local veterans, and we'll take a look at the origins of one of Newton's most delicious restaurants. These stories and more in this month's episode of Tiger Vision. Now, here are your anchors, Aiden Leary and Eric Liu.
Hello, and welcome to our last episode of Tiger Vision for the school year. I'm Eric Liu.
And I'm Aiden Leary. Tiger Vision is produced by TV and video production students at Newton North High School.
We aim to tell stories from around our community that matter most to the Newton North students.
First, we take you to Newton Center, where Tango is cooking up authentic Mexican food that local Newtonites can't get enough of. Nicholas Quintana has that story.
Newton North High School has a little over 2,000 students. And after they get out of their classes each day, they have quite an appetite. That's where entrepreneurs like Shirley come in, the owner and founder of Tango.
I was shined upon by God, it's just been a great thing. I love it.
Shirley partially got inspired by her parents, and she tells me a little about some of the dinner parties they used to have.
Well, my mother would always have big Italian dinners. So we would have these people always coming in and eating. And my father was a wonderful gardener, so we had great food. So it all made sense.
Shirley's daughter, Sabrina, used to go to Newton North. Sabrina and her friends were always going around to other towns to get their burritos. Shirley saw this trend and wanted to do something about it.
So when I went to see where they were going, it was like, okay, it's fine, it's safe, it's okay. But then when the pattern kept continuing, and it was the mantra in the house, I started to scratch my head, and since I am an entrepreneur at heart, I thought, just going off to college, and a little bored with what I'm doing, did it for 22 years, I'm ready to do something silly, and decided to really pursue the idea.
Shirley then set about creating Tango, a type of restaurant which specializes in burritos and tacos called a taqueria. She wanted to set up Tango to be close to schools, so students would go there instead of other restaurants. She finally decided on Newton Center to set up, and luckily for Shirley, the gift shop was just going out of business.
Over where the food section is of Tango was a gift shop. And I heard her on the phone saying, well, when, I'm going to be moving out, such and such. And I was like, oh my God. So she was really nice, and she gave me information and contacted the landlord. And I was one of 5 who had to submit an idea. And they accepted my idea. And all my friends were having heart attacks because 99.9 new restaurants go out of business.
After the location was set for Tango, she set about making the menu. Shirley tells me a little about some of the items on the menu.
Burritos, tacos, quesadillas, fiesta salads, soup. I'm putting on the menu something called a torta. And a torta is a Mexican sandwich. Sometimes they're called semitas, but it's a Mexican sandwich. So you basically take the same fillings. You put a really substantial amount of cheese called Oaxaca cheese, which is like a mozzarella, which really melts nicely. And then you pop it in an oven, and it melts, and it's really quite good.
Creating good Mexican food is no easy task. However, Shirley has a secret.
So everything's fresh. Everything's like right off the grill. We cook differently, so we cook all day long. So everything is constantly cooking, so nothing's being cooked and stored.
And it's not just Shirley that thinks the food they serve is great.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's very just fresh food. It's like very consistent. It's always the same, which is good in this case. I mean, I've been coming here for years, but so maybe I'm biased, but I've tried. I went to Anna's in Brookline before they opened up the location in Newton Highlands, when I was in high school, and it's good, but it's just not. It's different, and it's not as good as this place.
Tango Mango is a unique restaurant in Newton. There are a lot of places that you can go to get a meal. However, there are very few that are authentically Mexican.
It's Mexican food made by Mexican and Salvadorians and Guatemalans. It's as Hispanic as you can get. I'm not in the back kitchen cooking, that's for sure.
So the next time that you're in Newton and in the mood for some wonderful Mexican food, stop by Tango Mango and say hi to Shirley. For NNTV, this is Nicholas Quintana signing off.
Thanks, Nick.
Recently, the school celebrated Memorial Day by having a panel of veterans come in and speak to the student body. Our very own Aiden Leary met with a couple of these brave men to hear about their lives in service to our country.
This past Memorial Day, our school held a veterans panel to honor those who risked their lives to protect our country. I spoke with a few of the veterans on the panel.
I was born and raised in Newton, actually the lake. I joined the service when I was actually in high school because I wanted so much to go follow in my father and my brother's footsteps.
Well, I'd always wanted to join the military. I felt like needed to give back, especially after 9/11. So I went to Iraq in 2008, and I was in Afghanistan for 4 months in 2011.
I went to Fort Bliss, Texas at a Nike missile site where I lost partial hearing because we didn't have air protection back then.
One of my good friends, when we were in Afghanistan, he was 18, and he graduated high school the year before he got activated. It's not just the guys that are 50 years old that you see that have the veteran hats. It's like those guys serve the same way, but I think sometimes you forget that those guys were at one point 18, 17 years old and doing the same thing.
I feel when you take the oath for life. It's me, it's what I always wanted to do. I would go back tomorrow, I honestly God, for the love of your country, no matter what. I lost a lot of friends that served in Vietnam. Always in my heart, always, every single day, 24/7, they're in my heart, and there's a place for all of them, past, present, future, servicemen, servicewomen.
America means the world to me. Our freedom means the world to me. And that's why we do what we do up here. I want to say a quote from Ronald Reagan, that freedom is only one generation away from extinction. It is not handed down to our children through our DNA. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on. Those who never made it home didn't sacrifice their lives for nothing. They sacrificed their lives for our freedom that we have today. And I think it's important that we're here today to honor those veterans that never made it home. And I think it's important to never forget.
For NNTV, this is Aiden Leary signing off.
Thanks, Aiden.
Next up, we investigate the controversial decisions made by the city in regards to a major building overhaul on the ore block on Walnut Street. Jojo Salaji reports.
We need to support our families. So to kick us from here just like that without help, it's disaster.
For centuries now, the historic Orr building has stood at the corner of Walnut and Washington Streets. Numerous local businesses call it home, and it is seen as a symbol of the Newtonville village. However, Robert Korf, a local developer, has proposed to tear down the iconic building, as well as a few surrounding ones, in order to undertake a massive project that would completely change up the face of Newtonville. That's Mark Laredo, a member of the City Council. He's chair of Newton's Land Use Committee, which deals with special permits that need to be acquired in order to undertake large projects.
Well, the current proposal is a five-story building, actually 3 separate buildings in what is called the Orr block, which is the current Orr building and a couple of adjacent properties. There's pretty complex and detailed designs. Looking to put shops on the first floor and residences on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor. You'll have more people living in the immediate Newtonville area. You'll also have some more diversity of housing opportunities, both of which they feel will be really good for the economic vitality of Newtonville.
The project plans look pretty impressive and would certainly be a huge change from the rundown 2-story building that currently resides there. But with a project of this size comes a sizable amount of controversy.
There are certainly people who do not favor having a 5-story building in Newtonville. There's also, I think, some concerns about density. The current proposal is for 160 living units, and there's a number of people who feel that that's just too many, it's too big for a small area. There's also concerns from the immediate neighbors about what the building will look like. Will it cast shadows over their property? Will there be too much traffic?
And it's not just the neighbors who have to be concerned about this. I talked with Sammy Jabel, who works at Joe's Barbershop, which is part of the Orr building.
They want to kick us out of here from the neighborhood that we've been here for a very long time, and if we are lucky, we find a store around here and we keep our clients and we keep the business going. If we are not lucky, we will be, who knows, God knows where, and we might lose our job and our income.
But not all shop owners feel this way. Paul Roberts is the owner of Newtonville Camera, another local business in the Orr building that's been around for some 40 years.
We'll have to move sometime between the summer and next winter. We're in favor of the project as it was proposed, because this is a great spot for it, and I think the developer has worked very hard to accommodate the desires of the community. But this is an ideal location with the shopping and transportation, everything so close, that it's a great spot for this type of development where some other spots might not be so good.
I'm here at Newton's City Hall, where city councilors frequently meet to discuss and vote on the proposed changes to the Orr block. One of the biggest difficulties the developer has been facing so far is getting the city councilors to have a 3/4 majority vote in favor of having the location rezoned to a mixed-use space. Getting the location rezoned to mixed use is required for the developer to build both the residencies and the storefronts he intends to do. However, as a result of this, the developer may end up filing the project as a 40B project, meaning that at least 25% of the residencies he creates must qualify as affordable housing. By doing this, the developer would be able to bypass local zoning laws, meaning that a city councilor's vote on getting the location rezoned would no longer be necessary. Even if the developer does go straight for the 40B, don't assume it'll be completed anytime soon.
That's likely to take 2 or 3 years to implement. And of course, projects can get delayed if there's legal challenges to what we do. They get tied up in court, that can delay construction as well.
So how can the community get involved?
Had tremendous involvement. Every special permit hearing, every special permit application, I should say, has a public hearing involved when people can come to City Hall and speak. So there have been people who've spoken numerous times for and against the project. There's also opportunities to communicate with the City Council by email, by letter, by phone.
While the project may mean disaster for some, others would be thrilled with a brand new shopping center and residencies on the Orr block. Signing off for Newton North TV, this is Jojo Salaji.
Thanks, Jojo.
As a crucial member of our athletic support staff, Chris Drakos has been managing sports here at North for over 40 years. I met with him to find out more about his life on and off the field.
My ceiling leaks. It's one of the more exciting things I have to deal with down here. Oh, see? You see it?
Come from up there.
Isn't this exciting?
A large part of high school is athletic competition, and although much of the focus is on the players and coaches on the field, many forget the hard-working people on the sidelines who make that competition possible. One of those men is Christopher Drakos, who has been the equipment manager here for the past 40 years.
Somebody said they can't play the game until Chris rolls out the ball. My former years were in Newton. I was a sophomore when I was accosted by my cousin in the hallway of the old building, and he said, I need some help.
His cousin was managing the hockey team, but he couldn't do it on his own.
I really wasn't interested, but he stayed with me, and I said, all right, look, I'll do it on a kind of interim basis, but I want you to understand this is not going to be permanent. And it turned out to be permanent.
While Drakos spent much of his time as the equipment manager here, he graduated Suffolk University with a journalism degree and taught journalism for 6 years at Brandeis University. Yet he still returned to his job here.
I don't know, it was just kind of exciting, really, and I just stayed with it. Everything that they need to play and dress comes from here. It's a big job. We have a lot of teams here. I repair things like shoulder pads, helmets, shin guards.
In 2009, Drakos was unanimously elected to the Newton North Athletics Hall of Fame.
I'm the equipment manager. You don't get elected to the Hall of Fame.
His 40-year run as equipment manager was briefly interrupted when he suffered a heart attack in 2016.
I had quadruple bypass. I just remember the building and then black. I was out for, they tell me, for about a month. I owe Tom Giusti an awful lot. He came in to me and he simply said, the job is yours when you want it. And that meant an awful lot because now I had something to shoot for.
While Drakos was in the hospital and in recovery, the athletic department held the Play for Drakos event, where students and teachers competed in soccer, basketball, and dodgeball tournaments, with all the proceeds going to Drakos' hospital expenses. I spoke to the varsity soccer coach, Mr. Dow, who helped organize this event.
The big thing for Drakos is, he wants the kids to get out and play and enjoy themselves and compete and have fun and make memories. And along the way, we were able to raise some money for him to help him out was icing on the cake. He's always there to support us, whether it's coming out to the games or talking to the kids before or after game days or practices.
A lot of times, people come in here and they just want you to listen. They'll close the door, and I just listen, that's all. And that, to a lot of people, that means a lot. I think of the time that I've spent here, and I hope it's been good.
Mr. Drakos had one thing he wanted to say to all the students and faculty who he had worked with over the years.
Yeah, thanks for the memories.
For NNTV, this is Aiden Leary signing off. Make sure to look out for Drakos on the sideline this fall.
Outstanding members of the community have been on our radar this year. I met with Allison Sharma to find out more about community service and its meaning in Newton.
I think it's important for people to know how dire of a situation it is in Syria. So many people...
That's Allison Sharma, local Newton contributor to the New Day Syria relief effort. I sat down with her to find out just what she does to aid refugees and how she got started.
A year ago, I guess, I saw a woman on Facebook, basically, another woman from Newton who was fundraising to go to Greece and help refugees. And so I just got really interested in what she was doing, and I donated to her a fundraiser, and I started sort of following along what she was doing. And I eventually ended up meeting with her, and she basically inspired me to go volunteer. My role in all of this is that I'm a drop-off location, so I'm a place where people around this area can can drop off, you know, clothing, food, hygiene items, toys, or whatever. And then I will get a team here periodically to sort everything, and then we'll get it picked up by New Day Syria, and then they end up shipping it over to Syria. So basically what I'm doing is helping them get more humanitarian aid by providing yet another location where people can drop stuff off.
Going to film one of Allison's truck loadings was a surreal event. Seeing firsthand just how many supplies she was able to acquire and how many people came from all over Newton to help unload them was truly impressive.
That I think is important. It's been really rewarding because the people who have gotten involved, like they're all just like, you know, really kind, really compassionate people, and it's just introduced me to like dozens of people that I didn't know before, and that are all coming together for this cause. So it's been really rewarding. I think that's definitely something people should realize if they don't, is even though it's work to be involved in something like this, it's I feel like I get, you know, as much out of it as I'm putting into it. Basically, like almost every night when I get into my like really comfortable bed in my lovely bedroom, like I think about the people who have been stuck in tents for like years on end, and I just realize how lucky I am and how unfair the world is.
In Syria's case, every bit helps, and hopefully Allison's story will inspire others to do the same. Signing off for NNTV, this is Eric Liu.
Thanks, Eric.
Oh, dude, the block's over. We gotta go.
Oh, we're gonna be late. Your mic. Oh, forgot. We gotta go. See you guys. We'll be fine. It should have been a space. Basically like Kanye.
We're gonna be so
late. Come on, we'll be fine. Where's everybody? I don't know. Let's just do something.
What was happening? Going on?
What is going on?
You good?
You good?
You good? Calm. You gotta be calm.
Remain calm.
I can't.
Remain calm!
I can't, man.
Dude, what is going on?
I don't know. I was in there with
teacher.
I was in there with
Laser beam eyes.
Okay.
Chill.
Just calm.
Okay. Stay chill.
But don't, because she's after us.
This
She's
is
literally
zombie
after us.
apocalypse, dude.
No, it's not. I swear to God, if you say zombie apocalypse, I can't. I can't take that. I can't. Oh, dude, I can't take the stress. My body is like shutting down. I can't feel my toes. I can feel all my aching.
Stay calm.
God,
Stay calm.
You can't. It's the zombies, dude.
So this is we're in a zombie apocalypse,
But
dude.
they weren't even eating our brains.
We're in a zombie
I
apocalypse.
can't do it. I can't do zombies. I can't do zombies.
I cannot take The Walking Dead.
wasn't raised like this,
Oh
man.
my God.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Oh, thank God. People.
Dude, but what if they're zombies too?
Okay, they're not moving.
These are our friends,
Okay,
man. I
let's
don't
just
think I
go
can kill
check.
them. I don't
Let's
think I
just go
can kill
check,
them.
okay?
I mean,
Go
can you?
check.
Because I don't think I can kill anybody.
Okay.
I really don't think I can.
We're not gonna kill our friends.
I don't think I
okay?
can. Dude, they're frozen in here
Not
too.
them too. Dude, what is happening?
I don't know. There's no one else to tell us what's going on.
There's no way they're actually frozen. There's no way they're actually frozen, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it could be like hidden camera show. Like
hidden camera.
Are we gonna rule that out? Oh,
I
got. All right. If it's a hidden
don't
camera
see
show,
any hidden cameras.
no. If it's a hidden camera show, I got one move that no one can ever not laugh. Ready? All right. Just bear with me. Bear with me.
Okay.
Shit, this
It's not working. Damn. Not working.
Here, try the slap. That always works on me.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. No, doesn't work.
Okay, so they're basically. It's definitely.
He didn't even flinch.
They're definitely not just messing with us. Dude, we're here.
We're here.
In Tiger Vision.
Did we finish the show?
I don't think so. Do you think if we just sat down in our spots and just finished, it'd be fine?
It's worth a shot.
All right, let's do it. It's better work, dude. I can't. Man,
I can't live if these guys are all done.
If I find Feldman and he's also frozen, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Dude, where is Feldman?
I have no idea.
Do you think he's like?
Let's just finish this, and then if it's okay, then it's okay. We can just forget about it. It's done. You want to go?
Stories are everywhere and they need to be told. So if you have a story idea for us, go to newtonnorthtv@gmail.com and send us some ideas or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
That wraps up this year's last edition of Tiger Vision. Thanks for watching, and have a great summer. We'll see you next year.
Yeah.